Hello, guys. Welcome to Ramta Solutions and welcome to your lesson on statistics. Today, under statistics, we're looking at grouping data. Okay, we're looking at grouping data. So, why or when do we group data? So, when we have numerical data that is continuous, you remember the first video of statistics, we looked at types of data where we said continuous data is data that we measure. Okay, it is data that we measure. Okay, so we group data when the numerical data that we're looking at is the data that is continuous. So in this case, we will basically group together similar things. Now, when we are grouping data, this is nothing different to what you had previously. Remember, statistics so far, what we have done is all the videos to date are following a certain sequence. Everything that you have done so far, you will apply even here. What do I mean? So, grouping data, it's basically a special kind of frequency tables. However, the values that you are using will be in class intervals, and those class intervals will be equally spaced. Now, if you remember in your frequency tables, you had your X, right? You had your X, which was whatever that you were looking at, comparing it with its frequency. But now, this time around, that X, it is not really the class intervals, it is the average of the intervals. And this average, we will term it the midpoint. Okay, we will term it the midpoint. Because you have done analytical geometry, you understand what is a midpoint, right? So it's basically the same thing. So because it's the average of 2 points, we can say it's the midpoint, okay? And lastly, this data, when we group it, we can also represent it as a histogram. So you can get your data as a table, or you can get your data as a histogram, okay? So you can get it as a table or as a histogram. And you can also convert data from a histogram to a frequency table. Okay, so without any waste of time, we're going to have an example. Okay, we're going to have an example. I'm going to write it down. So in this example, we are basically looking at traveling record of a taxi. Let's just say it's a traveling record of a taxi. Traveling record in kilometers, okay, of a taxi. Okay, of a taxi. So I'm going to draw a table. Now I'm going to say number of kilometers per month. Okay, number of kilometers per month. Okay, number of kilometers per month. I'm going to call number of kilometers per month. Let me not call it anything as yet, because I had said it's a special kind. So let me also have one here. Okay, it's fine. The table is, I don't know, inclining. I don't know why it's going up. Okay, then let's say the first class we're going to look at is, let's say we're looking at a distance where the taxi travels at kilometers greater than 2,800, but less or equal to 2,900. And then the second category, where it travels at kilometers, or it has traveled kilometers greater than 2,900, but less or equal to 3,000. And then next, 3,000, greater than 3,000, but less or equal to 3,100. Okay? 3,100, greater than 3,100, but less or equal to 3,200. And lastly, greater than 3,200, but less or equal to 3,300. Okay? Then we're also going to look at totals. We're also going to look at totals. Okay, we're also going to look at totals. Now, let me add those beautiful lines. Okay. So you can also draw a table on your side, guys. Okay. Okay. Then drawing another one here. Let me put it here. Okay. So I'm going to put a category here. I'm going to say this is the midpoint. Okay. This is the midpoint. And then let me put it, okay, midpoint. And then I'm going to look at, let me add frequency. Let me add frequency here. All right. Let me add frequency F, midpoint. Let me call it X. And then let me also look at Fx. Okay. Now let me join the two. Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. So now let's look at our data. Remember, we were saying that it is the traveling record of a taxi. Now, how many months did this taxi travel distances greater than 2,800 but less than 2,900? So let's say it's 6 times. Oh boy. Let's say the frequency is 6 times. Remember, this is the example, guys. You will find this example maybe in your test, and then you just fill in the missing. Let's say 6 times, 18 times, and here it's 25 times, and here it is 15 times, and this is 4 times. Okay, this is 4 times. Okay, this is 4 times. All right. Now, let's look for the midpoint. Okay. Let's look for the midpoint between these two. So when we say midpoint, we will be saying this point here. We will be saying, let me change the color. We will be saying this point here plus this point here divided by 2. Okay, so what am I saying? It is basically 2,900 plus 2,800 divided by 2. What is your answer? Let me quickly take out my calculator. 2. This is 5,700, I believe. 5,700 divided by 2. Is it so? Yes, it's 5,700. So this is, as you can see, this is 2,850. That's our midpoint. So here, what is our midpoint? Still doing the same. 3,000 plus 2,900 divided by 2. What are we getting? So here we will get 2,950, I believe. Let me confirm. 5,900. So this is 5,900 divided by 2. That's 2,950. And then this one here, it will be 3,050. 3,050. While this will be 3,000, let me see, 3,150. This will be 3,250. 3,250. This is our X. Now, remember what we had said at first. We had said we instead of using X as what it used to be in frequency tables, we need to calculate the average of the intervals. Okay, the average of the intervals. So this is why we remember average is like mean. We add these 2 points divided by how many points are there? 2. This is similar to saying you're calculating the mean. Okay, but please hold, this is not the mean. All right, perfect. Now proceeding. We have our X, we have our frequency. Now let's work it out. What do we have? We have 6 times 2850. Right? Let me just show you what it is. This is 2850 times 6. What is it? It is 17,100. Right? 17,100. Okay? 17,100. Okay? So I'm not going to write this again. Now you have an idea. Now 18 multiplied by 2950. What is it? It is 53,100. 25 multiplied by 3050 is 76,250. 15 multiplied by 3150. 15 multiplied by 3150 is 47,250. 4 multiplied by 3250. What is it? 4 multiplied by 3250 is 13,000. Okay. Now, we need to, as you can see, we have added totals. 6 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 25 is 49. 49 plus 15 is 64. So this looks like it is 68. Let me confirm. 6 plus 18 plus 25 plus 15 plus 4. Yes, it is 68. Okay? It is 68. For this one here, I'm not going to waste my time. 17,100 plus 52,100. Is it 50 or 53? Plus 76,250 plus 47,250 plus 13,000. What is it? So the total here is 206,700. Okay? 206,700. Okay? All right. Now, let's continue. Let's continue here. What are we saying? So what we are saying is, okay, let me perhaps ask you questions. Calculate the mean. Calculate 1. Mean 2. I don't know if this one should say calculate or determine. 3. Okay? It should be mode. Okay? It should be mode. Okay? Or maybe let me say, no, let me not say calculate. Calculate the mode. I should say find the modal class. What is the modal class? What is the modal class? Okay? What is the modal class? I think it's better that way. All right? Modal class or modal interval, I think it's okay. All right? Perfect. Now, let's find our answers. Number 1. Solution. Number 1. To calculate the mean, this is grouped data, just like we defined in frequency tables. X bar is equal to sum of x over n. What is it? Sorry, it's not sum of x, it is sum of fx. Sum of fx over n. Right? Sum of fx over n. Let's look at it. This is the sum of fx. As you can see, it is here. What is it? 206,700. 206,700 all over how many values do we have here? Or how many trips did this taxi have? This taxi had 68 trips. As you can see, this is 68 trips. It's our n. It's 68 trips. Now let's find our mean. What is our mean? 206,700 divided by 68. What is it? It is 3,039,71. Okay? So it is 3,039,71 kilometers per trip. Okay, this is the average distance traveled per trip. Okay, this is the average distance traveled. Okay, so it is 3,039.71 kilometers per trip. All right, perfect. Now let's find the mean. Let's find the mean. Oh, we found the mean. Let's find the median. Okay, let's find the median. So what you need to look at is this. You're looking at one, you have 68 trips that you are looking at. 68 trips. Now the median must be lying between the 34th and 35th. Right? So it will lie between, remember, median divides data into two equal halves. So it will lie between the 34th and 35th trip. Okay? So let's look at it. 34th and 35th trip. I'm going to show you how we get to this. So I want you to imagine this. Let me use a different color, perhaps green. 6 plus 18 is 24. Okay? This is 24. These two together is 24. Now, 24 plus 25 is 49. So this means the median of this data is somewhere in this interval. Okay? It is in this interval. So if we want to know the median of the kilometers traveled per month, if we want to know it, we will say it is simply 30, 50. Therefore, our median is, let me go to the next page. Therefore, oh, sorry, I was using a red color. Therefore, our median is 30, 50. Remember, the question was not asking us to find, it was not asking us to find the class interval of the median. It was asking us what is the value of the median. So we will take the median of that interval. Okay, so we'll take the average of that interval, meaning the midpoint of that interval. So the interval that houses the 34th and 35th term is this one here. Okay, remember I said when you say 6 plus 8, it's 24, which is way below the midpoint. Now that 24 plus 25 is 49, so it must be here. Therefore, our midpoint will be 30, 50. Okay, our midpoint will be 30, 50. All right. Now, what is the modal class? So when they say what is the modal class, it's basically saying the modal class or the modal interval. It's the one with a higher frequency. Okay? So it's one with higher frequency. Okay? It's one with higher frequency. So whenever you see grouped data, when they ask you of the modal class, you're looking at the class with the higher frequency. Now let's go back to our table. The one with higher frequency, let's look at it. It's 25. Now which class is that? Greater than 3,000 but less or equal to 3,100. Okay? Therefore, modal class is X is greater than 3,000 but less or equal to 3,100. Okay? So this is our modal class. And this is how you attempt group data questions. Okay? This is how you attempt group data questions. All right, guys. So with that being said, it's a wrap and see you next time. Bye. Bye.